Vinyl Village Garage, where we make the weirdest things happen in a little tiny space. Look, we got a car flipped on its side, got a subframe right there, got an engine sitting right here getting ready to assemble it. We're going to talk about timing sets, timing gear, chain setups here. Now, I'm going to, the big discussion is going to be, we're going to talk about this video. I'm going to prove to you by the end that does it go with the 12 o'clock spot like the service manual said, or put it at 6 o'clock and put it on? I'm going to tell you, it doesn't really matter whatsoever when it comes to camshaft timing. Don't believe me? Stay tuned. Okay. Now, I realize some of us are visual learners like me. I read picture very fluently. Some of us like to read it, and some of us have to put our hands on and check it all out. So I'm going to try to cover all the bases on this. So hopefully that light bulb comes on, you understand what I'm saying. Now, what happened on the last engine I assembled here at the Vinyl Village Garage, it was pointed out to me that my cam gear was not timed properly by the service manual. I have the dot, which we all agree these have dots that indicate our timing mark. The service manual does show it putting it at 12 o'clock. I had assembled mine at the 6 o'clock spot. And we had a nice discussion on saying how it wasn't going to operate, it wasn't right, it wasn't going to run. And I just couldn't get it quite through conversation on the comments on the video, which, by the way, got me a lot of comments, thank you, that we could never see eye to eye. So I thought this was worth touching base on, so it brings some clarity to this. Now, we agree this is the cam gear. It is very large. Let me grab the crank gears. You can tell they are not the same size. Now, if you want to actually be technical, count the teeth, 21, 42. Sound familiar? This has twice as many as this. Now, the reason being is the camshaft only needs to rotate at half the speed of the crankshaft. It's a 4-stroke engine, but you're not doing an exhaust stroke every time. You got exhaust, back down, compression, back down. So the cam only needs to rotate at half the speed. So some of this may be the light bulb already just came on. So since this rotates at half the speed, well then every 21 teeth on here equals 21 teeth on this. So as we can turn this 21 teeth, well, I'm still 21 teeth out. I'm just now on my exhaust stroke instead of my compression stroke. So maybe that lights it up there for you just the same. Because if we actually put these in mesh right now, let's see my dot. We're going to leave the chain off the equation, but we agree those are lined up, right? Well, I want to spin this crank here. You can count it. Now, I know the chain will operate this under normal circumstances, but look at this. Now, I already marked 21 teeth over, and look what lines up right now. There's no chain to worry about. But you can see now, so if I want my time mark to actually be at the 12 o'clock spot, there it is. Or if you're like me, I'll go ahead and turn this thing around again, come back around, look at this right here. And my time mark's lined back up. Now I'm dot to dot. This is how I like to set mine up, because the distance between the gears, let's say you have the chains only like this, you can really sight that and know that you got it dead on. So that's why I prefer doing it there at the 6 o'clock spot. Then if you want to say, well, John, you got it timed wrong, get to the 6 o'clock spot. Nope, look, I'll rotate that crankshaft. Watch my mark here. It's coming around. No trick photography. My gears are staying in mesh. I line right back up. So look at this, 12 o'clock spot. I didn't have to take the chain off. Didn't have to move the camshaft. Didn't do any magic. Didn't do nothing besides rotate the crankshaft 360 degrees. This turns 180 because it turns at half the speed. So maybe you still don't believe me. Let me put it on the engine. We'll get the same results. All right, let's get started. That orange Mountain Dew is not for you. That's mine. That's my energy to keep on rolling. Make sure you see this. That is the dot that is drilled, stamped, punched, marked on the timing chain set. Same as my dot here. I'm going to install it the way that I've always installed them, putting the dot at the 6 o'clock spot, basically pointing straight down. Then we'll do the same thing here. Now, the crank gear is vital that it points at 12 o'clock. Now, you can still do it 180 out, you can do it 90 degrees out, but you gotta do a whole lot more math. The thing that always comes in question is, where does the cam go? Crank, I'll still set that at 12 o'clock. Again, I'm a visual kind of person. That's a whole lot easier to read to me, being right in front of my face. That straight line, you draw a straight line to the center line of the cam, and the center line of the crank, and those dots will all be on the same plane. So that's how it's supposed to work, at least. I'll get this put into place. I'll show you that it's hooked up to the keyway, and then we'll put the bolts on it, and I'll show you that, I assure you that everything's going according to plan here. Okay. Yep. Okay. And unfortunately, May have to take that back off. I like to pre-oil the chains, but that thing is snug. That's good though. That's what you want. All right, let me show you what we have. All right, to reassure you, right there, 6 o'clock spot, I've got my dot facing straight down to the crankshaft. That's the dimple stamped into the crankshaft. You can see it right there. Crankshaft gear, cam gear. Now I have a black marker on 180 out. There is no dimple there, so let me wipe that off. So for visibility reasons, we'll see there's only one mark on that. Now my cam, you look in there, you see the keyway, so we're keywayed locked in. Keywayed locked in. Again, no trick photography. I assure you nothing like that's gonna go on. But now we're gonna rotate the crankshaft 360 degrees. So we agree all the way down here is 180 and come back up 360. Watch what happens to our mark. You're telling me that my mark needs to be at the 12 o'clock spot and never run, but it will be here as soon as I do this. Oops, let me get this moving here. Okay, here we go. Watch that mark. Here it comes. The mark coming around. There it is there. I knew it was gonna happen there soon enough. Now watch this. We'll go right about, we agree that's the 12 o'clock spot. Now, look, 12 o'clock spot. Same as Pontiac says to put it in. But Pontiac wants you to take a straight edge and go straight line through the center of the crankshaft, center of the camshaft, and all your marks should line up. Yep, my makeshift mark isn't there anymore, but you can see there my dot. And we're right there, center of the crankshaft, camshaft. So I'm lined up like Pontiac tells me to do, but see how far that is from that? And you're fighting it and questioning it. This is why I say don't worry about the Pontiac service manual and do like I do. Run the thing here. We'll go 360 degrees. My crank is coming up back up top. That's 360 degrees. We agree it's back at the 12 o'clock spot. Look, my dot's at 6 o'clock, no dot. But I assure you the straight edge goes through all of them just the same. Straight edge, middle, dot, dot. Hopefully that sheds some light that it doesn't really matter. All right, here's your last chance to question anything I got going on. I'm gonna crank this engine over, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. Like I said, this 21 tooth gear is gonna spin this 42 tooth gear at 1 revolution to half. And it takes 2 full revolutions then to make 1 full revolution. So here we go. I'm gonna line up I'm gonna do 180 out. I'm gonna do this. The handle's 180 out for my dot. So you can see this handle, let me back this up. See, I want you to be able to see the dot though. Handle is straight down. I'm gonna go all the way around. That's 1 whole revolution of the crankshaft. Now I'm 180 out on my cam. We'll do 1 whole revolution again. Handles down here pointing. Now my points are point to point. So now we can just crank the crap out of this thing, and anytime I stop with this at the 12 o'clock spot in the crankshaft, I'm either gonna be here or here. I don't really care where, because they're the same. This is going to prove that. We're just gonna keep on going around. We're gonna tell stories about how it's nice outside. The sun is shining. It is not pouring down rain. It's almost Halloween time. The kids are gonna get candy, and I'm gonna steal it and get really all jacked up on sugar, and then I'm gonna sit out here and show you more stuff like this. Now I'm gonna stop at 12 o'clock spot. Look, 12 o'clock. That's how Pontiac says to do it. Well, nope, I don't like that, because here's how John says to do it at the Vinyl Village Garage. Same thing. Believe it or not, it works. So there you have it. It doesn't really matter. I hope that makes total sense or brings some clarity to it. Now what I say and do here doesn't replace what's in the service manuals. Those guys made this stuff. They're pretty smart. But the argument is I don't mess with setting it at 12 o'clock because it's just hard to sight, especially if you're trying to put that timing chain back together underneath the hood of one of these cars. It's hard to get your head down in there nice and straight. It's easier to get those 2 points pointed right together. And if you want it to look like the service manual when you're done, it makes you sleep good or feel good or about the whole ordeal, turn that crankshaft 360 degrees, and then your timing mark on your cam gear is at the 12 o'clock spot. No faults. The only thing you really have to be critical about is where the crank timing is located. If it says 12 o'clock on the crank, you must follow that to make it simple. Now I can go and show you some math and some equations how to do it anywhere you want. I don't think there's a reason for that. The question was 6 o'clock versus 12 o'clock. It doesn't matter, and I hope that reassures you of just that. This works for Chevy, Ford, pretty much all of them. It's a 4-stroke engine. That's how this stuff works. It's a 2-to-1 ratio. Once you put that maybe in your head, it makes sense. So I hope you found this helpful, useful, or you'll go, man, I'm just as lost as I was before. Don't worry about it. I assure you that chain is not going to come off. You'll see this engine running underneath that hood. If you don't believe me, well, stay tuned, subscribe, and keep on following what's happening here in the little Vinyl Village garage. So now, unfortunately, I do need to take that back off because I like to soak timing chains in oil overnight because they don't get a whole lot of oil during startup. So I don't want to stretch the crap out of that chain. So it will come back off, but I assure you I'm going to put it right back on the same way. Or I would have never told you, you'd never known. But nonetheless, that's how this all works. Appreciate you following me on the journey of these old cars, an old tiny spot, making it all happen in front of you to prove that it can be done. Prove one more thing just the same way. And I hope to catch you all next time.